How is everyone doing on this beautiful Tuesday morning? For some reason I was about to say afternoon, but it's definitely not afternoon. It's more like evening to me instead of morning. Just something else third shifters have to deal with was knowing what they want to eat at 8 a.m. in the morning, whether you want a steak or a omelet. A lot of mornings I want a burger because it's my dinner time. Anyway, I hope all of you are doing well. Good morning, Mr. William, Mr. Ed, Mr. Pete, Mr. Clint, Mr. Fred, Mr. TC. Hope you gentlemen are doing great. Oh, and Mr. John. Got Mr. John, I think. Hope y'all are doing well. I have got to clean some of my mats. They are starting to look a little grungy from all the stuff that we do daily on knives. So last night was an artisan cutlery night in my pocket. And I had this in my front pocket. And it's a knife that I forget how nice it is and how nice of a size it is until I throw it in my pocket. And it is the Artisan Cutlery Orion. That is Orion, not Orion. Got perfect action. It's kind of slim, and it makes me realize that I guess I do like some slim knives. It is not a thick knife. But I had that one in the front pocket. And then in the back pocket, I had one that was designed by a 17-year-old Canadian kid. And that is the Artisan Cutlery Boa. And this one is another cool knife. It's got pretty strong detent. I don't know. I think I got it before I really started tuning my knives. I probably should go back and try to retune this one a little bit. But yeah, I got it mainly because I like the fact that it was designed by a 17-year-old kid. I wanted to support him. And I do like the way it looks. So I got that one. I had that one in my pocket last night as well. And then I took some more with me, which are some classic artisans. And actually one of my favorite artisans. I took my Laconico Rebel in S90V. I took my Artisan Satyr in S90V. And I took what has grown to be one of my favorite knives, and that is the Caruso. I don't know why I like this knife as much as I do, other than the feel of it and the look of it and the action on it and the blade shape and all that stuff. It has drop shut action. The front flipper is just super easy to use. I love the shape of the blade. I love it's got the one little finger spot there. It's pretty great lock bar access. Super easy to open. Perfect action. So yeah, and I had that with me too. So it was definitely one of my favorite artisans. And like Fred said, Jonathan Shaw, yeah, this was one of the patterns that he requested be made for this knife. So that is kind of why it's one of the specific patterns that he requested. And they call it something, they have a name for it. I don't know if he named it that or whatever, but, you know, it's basically jigged But yeah, if you go look up and read about him and the knife, I believe when I was doing the unboxing, that's when I realized that he chose that pattern, I believe. Which is cool. I had forgotten his name, so I'm glad Fred referenced that. Before we get too far into anything else, we might as well go look up that little so that little tidbit of info. They do have a super cool full dress one, and that kind of reminds me of another full dress knife that's coming out soon that I got an update on. So building the boa, full dress boa, super cool knife. The mirror polish, so Mr. JD would like it. There's the kid himself. And it talks about right here. He started at 14. And then he went into the Canadian Armed Forces as an engineer officer. So he is serving his country for a while right now and is unable to make knives, but maybe he'll come back around. So in that little segment, it did not talk about this pattern. They call it stippled. That's what they call it. But it says this version of the boa was specifically requested by the designer. With the distinctive pattern of hand-tooled stippling on the titanium scales, this variant has a slightly organic appearance that evokes the scales on a snake. This stippling pattern is also reminiscent of traditional jigged bone scales seen on older traditional knives. Yeah, super cool little thing that he requested. Not a big knife, but I like it nonetheless. Got over a 3-inch blade, so that's kind of my requirements. I don't know what that means, mister. I have no idea. Have you been drinking a lot this early this morning, mister? What's going on with that? I do not stand too close to artisan cutlery. Cannot proceed. Thank you, Mr. Fred. That would be awesome to see. Is that Mister's way of saying he doesn't like artisan cutlery? Confused. Doesn't take much. So yesterday, I got bombarded with about 80 chat responses on Reddit for all those stupid knives that I posted. They're not stupid knives, and I'm glad. So anyway, I made about $1,700 yesterday off knife sales, which would be a couple of knives for Fred, but for me, that's quite a few knives. That will help out my knife fund. Oh, okay, Ed. I didn't even notice that. Definitely does not look like one to me, but looks like a PD to me. Looks like the looks like a P and a D connected. If you look at the red, which is what I look at, if you look at the D, I mean the white looks like, I guess, similar. I can see it if I look at the white, but if I look at the red, I can't see it at all. I wasn't paying attention. I've never even looked at it that close, but yeah, if you look at the red, it looks like a P and a D. But if you look at the white, it does resemble it, I guess. But honestly, don't all Chinese symbols kind of resemble it? So I'm quite sure that has its origins in Chinese something or other than German something or other. Yeah, I don't. It would be a good time to buy a grail, I guess. Yeah, it's more of an Indian symbol than anything. And the original symbol meant like prosperity or health or something. I don't even know. Prosperity, maybe? Yeah, I just said that, TC, right before you typed it. um, but I think people get way too caught up on all kinds of stuff like that. Stuff means what you want it to mean. If you give it meaning, then that's on you. People only have the power that you give them. I really do appreciate y'all being here this morning. Good morning, Find a Gog, Findagog, and so morning, Ron Crow. Yeah, I do appreciate y'all being here. This is the 236th episode in a row that I've done, and I still get nervous and worried about every one. Not really nervous anymore, but worried that I'm going to provide enough content for y'all to enjoy. And what I've come to realize is that y'all just kind of enjoy hanging out in the mornings and being with other like-minded folks. So I do appreciate that quite a bit. So this was a little bit of my yesterday's post office run. I've got probably just as many today to get out. Uh, that's cool. So let's go look at let's see. Concept link prototype, fat carbon, 9CR with compound grind. And then the triple stripe custom, Westinghouse vintage blue glass micarta. He made this at 17 years old. Wow. It looks a lot like the boa. In fact, which is kind of odd. I guess he has a style. One thing I'm glad Concept didn't copy over is the recurve. Although I got to respect it for being a 17-year-old. The handles are very, very, very close to the original. So is the blade. They just did away with the recurve and they kept the flipper tab good the same. Screw locations. He had an internal screw on his for the clip. So that takes a little extra effort. That was cool to see. His thumb studs on his look like a little acrylic ball or something, like a little round. Bendigog. Bendigog. Well, good morning, Mr. Finn. His other two models that he sold before he retired, temporarily retired, is that what you're saying, Fred? But yeah, there's quite a bit of similarities in this and that. You can see quite a bit of the same. Basically the same handle shapes. Pretty much the same blade shape, except he moved the harpoon forward. Very close. Morning, Mr. Sever7. Mr. TC posted some beautiful knives bright and early this morning. Stouts. Stout designs. They are not stout knives because they're small, but they are stout knives because they're stout. Mr. Ed posted some pics last night. I guess that was maybe stuff he was going to take to work. I posted a knife I got yesterday. Here is Mr. John's PM2 reblade that he got done from the guy on Etsy. And I like it a lot. Wish it had the front flipper like the Shaman is supposed to. Mr. John also received his FSDI yesterday, and he said it came in perfect working order. The blade does not bounce at all when he closes it. Great detent, so I'm glad he got a good one. I'm not sure if all those arrived in the mail. No, it's a tenable, I believe, mister. I believe that bottom was a tenable, wasn't it? Yeah, bottom is a tenable. They're all stout designs. So yeah, that's super cool. Mr. Robin. Oh, there's the Tonto he was talking about yesterday that he grabbed. And Mr. Robin posted a super pretty knife. More of an art knife. Got an odd choice of two different materials on the handle there. Cool though. like I said, I posted some pics of this big boy. It is a beast of a knife, and it has better action than I imagined it would have. And it is very, very close to an inch thick. That's what she said. Yeah, it is a beast of a knife. A couple of guys, I don't know if y'all noticed this, but a couple of guys asked me for a price on this entire table. They wanted me to price out this entire table. They wanted to buy them all at once. I've still got another guy that wants to buy all the budget ones. So I'm probably going to work with him and get rid of a bunch of those. Pete, I forgot to do the Glideman, but it's still available, so I will get with you. Morning, Mitchell. Hadn't seen you in a little while. Welcome back, sir. See anything else going on? Oh yeah, TC posted this yesterday as we were leaving. Said it's perfect for sandpaper. Not sure exactly what it is. Sand It by Miles Craft. Sand It by Miles Craft. I sent this message to the OK Knives guy last night and told him he needed to make a regular round hole version of the new milled pattern Shaman they have. I told him they would sell like crazy. And I told him that a lot of my subscribers don't like the square hole, but tons of them would buy a round hole version. The ones on the table are not all budget knives necessarily, but that is mostly all. I've still got some. There's a few. Let's see. They're all pretty much budget, yeah. They're either budget or clones. There's a couple of nicer CJRBs, the copper ones over here. And then there's another CJRB. There's a titanium one beside it. A lot of these are sold now. Then there's a Ramet Seahorse right there. There's a Civivi Cubit and a CRKT, some other knife, I can't remember. That one with the Damascus blade is a decent knife. The one with the two pattern handle there in the middle is a titanium knife. It's not bad. And the rest of them are all pretty much budget ones. But yes, I told him that he needs to make a version of, because I love the fact that he kind of copied the milling pattern from the Vortex, but that knife would sell with real M390 blade steel for even for $140 if it had a round hole, and he took the OK off of it. Like you said, the OK can be taken off by sanding, but you can't sand that hole and that square hole into a round one. But I thought of something else, of telling him something else he ought to do. Oh look, what is that little pattern? That looks, that's kind of cool. It kind of looks like the logoing of the REK Reblade. Huh. That's pretty wild. I didn't even notice that before. But something else he needs to do, or could possibly do, is make these knives with the same exact blade size as originals, so people could swap out real blades into them. But it's, I don't know. I like the fact that he's making his own stuff, per se, kind of. He's copying Spyderco quite a bit, or exactly. But he is making his own PM2s and Para 3s. And he's gotten hit with so many lawsuits and stuff from Spyderco that he had to move the whole Spyderco line to a Chinese website. And so that kind of sucks. So that's why he does the square hole. Yeah, I agree. Even a oval hole would be better. I've got one of those, the little Enough fixed blades. Anyway, enough about that. Let's see here. What is next? Go see what's going on the world of Instagram for a minute. Oh, we see boobs, chicks, and slow loading pages. What is Broken Anvil Knife Works? There's Mr. Knives Are Lives. Pocket check today, I guess. Super cool. Yep, that's awesome. Takashi, Magic Tricks, Shaq, crazy videos. Oh yeah, have y'all seen this one? This girl gets smacked a different race. They somebody really modified that, but the original, she doesn't look that bad. But she does look like she changes races. Girl smacked so hard she changes races. Yeah, so this is the original video, and wait, maybe she did look that Asian. Yeah, that's the original. What in the world? That can't be real. I mean, I get it. It is. But I didn't think she looked that Asian at the beginning. What in the world? So anyway, that guy decided he was going to take his wife and smack her, so she turned into a blonde. Pretty wild stuff. Silly videos. Sever, I responded to you yesterday about the when you said they might have them on exclusive folders. Oh, what do we got going on here? That's a good looking knife. But I didn't see anything other than the one that said message the guy on exclusive folders. Oh yeah, that's the Taconic. Wasn't paying attention. I hope everybody starts going to top actuated liner locks. Button actuated liner locks, should I say. I hope that's what that is. I imagine it is, but Could be a plunge lock. I just don't like plunge locks as much as liner locks or frame locks. Okay. So he does have them in stock. So the Buffalo is available on the website, Fred? New release? Oh, there it is. Yeah, but that's the carbon fiber version. Definitely don't want that one. Do they have the titanium version? Which one does he have? Because I want... That's a different version too. That's a whole different knife. Yeah, that's the Buffalo 2. Is that the one you're talking about? Did you find out how much they are, Sever? Uh, from the guy on Instagram? I'm taking it this is, since it says Sharp World up here, I'm guessing this is the guy that runs the website. Yeah, do you have any, you don't have any idea on the price? Did you ask him how much they were? $2.99 or something? Is that what the price was? This one? Yeah, $2.89. Yeah, man, that version 2 looks way different and way uglier. I definitely don't like the version 2. Why can't... Let's see, where's the one I liked? There it is. I hope he has the compound ground one too. Good grief, my phone is making all kinds of noises this morning. That's more people trying to buy knives off of Reddit. Yeah, I think I'm on the same place, Fred. Thank you. I think I ended up there eventually. What are y'all carrying? What are y'all carrying today? Good morning, Christopher. What is in y'all's pocket for Titanium Tuesday? I did finally stop wearing this watch yesterday after wearing it for like almost 10 days straight. I was addicted to this thing. Such a clean, classic look. And it's thin. Got that super smooth automatic on the back. And I started wearing this one. Got this in yesterday. It's the new Date Just, and I had more comments on it at work last night than any other watch I've worn. Kind of wild. I don't know why. I guess because of the sparkly bezel. I don't normally have it. I mean, but this one has a fluted bezel too. So I don't know why the bezel on this one just caught people's eye, I guess. I don't know. Oh, so you did run it back under? Did you make it purple? That's awesome, Fred. So you got sent a flashlight instead of a pen? Yeah, Finn DeGog. I think you mentioned that yesterday or the day before. How long is it going to take to get the scales in? That'll be exciting. It's always fun putting new scales on knives. I really wanted to get some for this one, but then I realized how much grip this has and how much I like the feel of this knife. I've got big hands, but it is kind of a thick boy. It rounds out in the middle, but that feels good in my hand. And this knife it's in my top 3 crossbar lock knives as far as action. And it's still probably the sharpest knife I ever got from the factory. But this crossbar lock is right up there with the Drop Bear 2. I mean, the Drop Bear and L-Max. And as far as crossbars, probably the Migron, probably in the top 3. Yeah, super comfortable knife. I can see why Benchmade liked it and sold the heck out of it. I'm glad he kept the design and did it on his own. Oh yeah, I pulled a couple more. No, I pulled this Kershaw off the table too, and this Kershaw, because I love both of those knives. Mitchell, TS 510 in your pocket just since BA doesn't have it yet. What does that mean? Oh yeah, I meant to mention that yesterday, TC, about how their price went up crazy. They went up like 30 to 35%. So as y'all know, they used to have the $69 M390 knife, and now it's $99. So that's quite a big deal. All their no, it's $109. The $69 one went up to $109, and the ones that were like $125 went up to $199. Pretty wild. That one that I bought not long ago, should have bought a bunch of them if they're going to sell for this, but that Sharp Shadow that I bought for $125 went up to $199. Well, that's pretty wild. Like, yeah, from $125. Mitchell, I'm totally confused. Uh, that's you, Chip? What's me? I don't know what you're saying, Mitchell. Totally confused. First you said, I've got the TS 510 in my pocket just since BA doesn't have it yet. And then you said that's you, Chip. I don't know. Are you selling the harpoon, or you removed it? Was I looking at a 510, really? I don't even remember that knife. What is the 510? Is that one of their integrals? That's why I'm confused, because I don't remember the 510. It's not one of their integrals. I was looking at the 559. I mean, I've looked at tons of Tucson's, but I think the 559 is the latest one that I've been bidding on. Yeah, unless they make a plain 510, I definitely don't like that green inlay. Do they make a plain one? No. I don't remember looking at that one at all, but maybe I did. Yeah, I don't know about the Geo knife thing either. Like, I thought it was a great deal at first. And this is probably closer to what it should sell for. But it's still overpriced. Unless they're going to start offering people like 30% off codes or something crazy. And their address. They say nothing about Kubi, but we all know. I ran across somewhere where they talked about it. Yeah, I don't know. People are definitely mad about it. Hey, there's an Ator, isn't it? Don't I need that knife on the left there? I think I do. Did it already sell? 265 or best offer. Oh wait. 370 or best offer. Wow. Wow, he's selling his drop bear in Elmax $200. Holy cow. He's selling his sheepdog for $165. I got that knife for $79. That's pretty wild that he's asking $165 for a knife that I paid $79 for new. Caviso, Kaiser, sheepdog, titanium. Yeah, check this out. I got one of these for $79.95 before they sold out, which is a great deal, but this guy's charging $165 for it. Pretty wild what some people charge. Well, good luck, buddy. I hope you get it. I hope somebody buys it from you there. He's got a bunch of nice knives, though. But that same Kaiser was $79.95. Yeah, TC, people have been known to lie also. They're affiliated with Kubi. I think Kubi bought them or started a new brand. I think Kubi owns them. In fact, we ran across somewhere that showed that Kubi owned them. I can't remember where I ran across that, but on one of my streams, we found a place where it talked about the fact that Kubi owned Geoknife for sale. Kubi owned Geoknife. Mini Kubi. Yeah, it says, note that Geoknife is very closely tied to, if not part of the same company as Kubi Knife. Many Kubi models appear on Geoknife, and a couple of Geoknife models appear on Kubi's site. I think Kubi bought a building down the road and opened Geoknife and doesn't want to show their affiliation so I can get some money out of this new company. And I think Geoknife is handling all the crossbar lock knives. Yeah, it says, it is widely known that Geoknife was an earlier brand or sub-brand of the same parent company that also owns Kubi Knife. It says, rebranding. Kubi appears to have undergone a major rebranding, dropping the Geoknife name in favor of promoting Kubi as the primary brand. The general consensus is that Kubi and Geoknife were originally the same company, are now considered consolidated under the Kubi name. This is further supported by the fact that items were sometimes available from the Kubi eBay store but were branded Geoknife. Yeah, so they're definitely part of the same conglomerate. Yeah, crazy prices. Crazy prices. Speaking of which, it's getting close to the end. It's supposed to be the end of August was when the... Hey, Fred, I thought the Artisan... what am I looking for? Karis. I thought the Karis was supposed to come out at the end of August. Didn't you say that, Fred? That was all AI did was pull that stuff from Reddit. It's not what AI thought about it. Well, I'm not going to argue about it with you, TC. All that stuff was directly from Reddit. AI is just a search engine at its core. Okay, hopefully it comes out at the end of September. I know my custom knife factory. No, TC, I don't take Reddit as gospel. But there's lots of good grief, TC. I definitely do not take Reddit as gospel, but there are lots of conversations with very knowledgeable people on there, and they get to the bottom of stuff. Um, no, everyone pretends to be an expert. You can sell the original Griptilian scales, Vendigog. There's people on Knife Swap that sell sets of scales all the time. Like, uh, you just type in scales. People sell them all the time on here. Noel Voodoo scales. There's a set of scales for a Voodoo. A couple of them. There's more idiots than experts, Michael. Reddit is full of idiots. But there are some places on Reddit where they do huge deep dives into stuff. There's whole communities, there's whole subreddits and posts where people research stuff for years. It's kind of just however you want to pick and choose what you get from Reddit, but it is a plethora of information, that's for sure. But 80% of Reddit people are idiots. Is that you, Sever? No? Which one would y'all pick out of those two? TC, are you really still going on about this? Really? And I'm the one? I've gone on and started talking about other stuff. Like, well, why are we still discussing this? Yeah, I would pick the Fred. I would pick the bottom one too. It's got cleaner lines. They're both nice though, for sure. I'd say that guy that started his collection this month has a definite style he likes. All 10 of those knives look very similar except for the bottom left one. He's doing good so far though. A lot better than I did. What kind of blade swap did he do here? And how can I do one? So much better with the satin grind and milled scales. Oh, he did a blade. You can get a satin grind with one scale set. That's weird that the bearings were thinner on the satin blade. Huh. Pretty wild. I always say that I got to put two knives together to get the one I want, and he just did it. Yeah, that's a weird knife. Pocket Bushman. Oh yeah, I guess it's Tonto Tuesday as well, huh? So Tonto Titanium Tuesday. That was a Megaron, wasn't it? Uh, where did it go? Yeah, it's a Kirk's 2, isn't it? No, what is it? Kirk's 2. Not sure what it is actually. The blade swap threw me off to begin with. Let's see. It is a. Does anyone know? Yeah, I thought it was a Carrick's 2. Oh, yeah. Fred, sorry. I forgot you said that a minute ago. Yes, looks great. Nice. Looks super cool. I like the color you did on the clip too. And backspacer. How do you like it, Fred? There's a pretty one. Yeah, I don't. There's nothing wrong with that at all, Fred. I think it came out great with that tiger stripe showing through. Yeah, super cool. We got to talking about those scales last night. I don't know those specific scales, but there was a REK reblade that popped up yesterday of a shaman, and it had those red uh, Aramis, the Alutex Aramis. But I don't even like carbon fiber, and I like those. But yeah, this guy said he spent $1,200 building this, and he was selling it for $1,100, and it got YOLO'd pretty quick. And then REK PM2, I think, sold yesterday too. Maybe it was a pair of three. Uh, yeah, it was a pair of three. So this one sold too. Those are some of the nicest scales, though, that you can get. Yeah. John said he would have bought it if he saw it. Not that one, the Shaman. He said by the time he gets it back from getting the blade reground, he'll have 600 in his. So if he gets a blade made for it eventually, that'll be 1,300. So he'll be saving some money by spending 1,100. I just can't imagine. Morning, Andrew. How are you this evening, sir? Well, Fred, that's a tough decision. But Andrew's done a lot of researching on scales recently. I bet he could throw in a good few choices for you. Uh, Whoops. I didn't spell that anywhere close to right. It's Alutex. Um, I don't know, what kind do you want? Because, let's see, Aramis. I wonder if, he's got some parts. Huh. Magna Cut, pair of three. That stuff just looks cool. I think, isn't this that guy's name? That guy that we just looked at right up here. Right here. I think this is the guy. It definitely is the guy. So, I think you can buy them right from him. Looks like you can add to cart, but this is his name up here at the top. So I think you can get them cheaper here than on REK's site. $75 for a set of blue shaman ones. Metal dust. Fat carbon, exotic carbon plate. Huh. Oh, that's for G10 ones for $75. It's $30 extra. It says to select material and other options, write me. Hit him up in email, Fred. See what he can do for you. Stratus P. That one looks pretty cool too. But he's got pages and pages of stuff. Pair of threes. Yeah, he's got some wild stuff for delicas even. Pretty crazy. What's going on here? Endura? Honeycomb? Weird. Wave pattern? Colored twill. So there's the different colors he's got in that stuff. Alutex. That purple's pretty wild. Got two different purples. That one's called, I like the dark purple one better. But all 8 of those colors are good. Yeah, he's got, thought he had ones for, he definitely does though, because, you can type in, ARM or Alutech. Dang it. Alutech and Shirogorov. And here's the purple Alutechs. I'm pretty sure it's probably made by the same guy.
Another F3 variant for you. This is the F3 in LMAX in purple Alitex. And I did a video just the other day on the black Alitex version of this, which is very, very, very dark. purple, and figured I would actually grab the purple one because for some reason this one slipped through the cracks and was unable to actually get a video up on the knife. So it'll be probably not too long of a video today, as I've got now, geez, let me just think about this. Aquamarine, emerald, orange, brown, black. Is there another color I'm missing? There may be another one, and now purple. So I've got videos of a number of these F3s. They all follow kind of the same formula, and there should be no surprise. I love this knife, and this loud colored purple really gives me kind of an 80s, 90s vibe that just screams.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. He doesn't have Shirogorov listed on his site, but I'm quite sure he makes them. Let's see if we can find any. That stuff's just crazy looking. It's way prettier than most any other carbon fiber, that's for sure. Yeah, I don't know. What is a Mishka textured? Blue Mishka textured titanium. Looks like stone path for your garden. Mishka textured. That must be a Russian word for pathway, walkway. Vlad's blades. Vlad is definitely a Russian name as well. It's a pretty cool texture. Wonder if Shiros are the only thing that come in that. What is this? So you can get textures like that on bags and all kinds of stuff. Weird. Mishka textured. Some rabbit hole. What does he make for Striders? Classic. Benchmades, Hinderer. What do you make for Ontario? Huh. Model 1s. Little Bear? Or Teddy Bear? Oh yeah, it does look like a cracked dry lake bed, mister. Yeah, there's no telling what you run across. You start typing in textures. We found purses and everything. Is it a Russian word? Bear. Teddy bear. Little bear or bear cub? Michael. Uh, Misha. Short form of Michael or Michael. Little bear. What the heck? Like a gummy bear. What? Little bear or teddy bear? Huh. It also means gift of love in Hindi. Gift of God in Hebrew. Weird. Yeah, I don't know why they call that a texture. Why is it called, why is it bear textured? Oh, Warwick Fabrics, Mishka. An Australian company, Warwick Fabrics, sells a collection named Mishka, which describes the fabric's texture. Wow, that's so weird. Australia. How does everything, there's so much synchronicity. The brand Wolf and Mishka uses recycled new denim, which has a speckled, textured finish. Uh, Weird. Warwick's Fabrics, Mishka. Yeah, I don't know. So, the Mishka collection. Yep. Kind of looks like speckled, like. Huh. So it might have came from an Australian word, or this Australian fabric. Because that pattern does look like that kind of. Whoa. That's a deep rabbit hole. Just start searching one word. See you later, Michael. Have a good day, sir. All right. Oh yeah. I started to say this earlier, but my custom knife factory order should be fulfilled at the end of September. I should get my Evo 1.1s finally. When I talked to the guy at Blade Show, I said, "Do you know when they'll come out?" And he said, "Yes, end of September." So hopefully, I get these knives. I've only waited a year for them. I hope I like it though. Guess I can always sell it. I'm going to be selling 2 of these models. The DLC ones. I'm going to keep my model. That's the handed one. I bought the plain Jane for me. You need to pay attention. Yeah, 8.4 inches long. It ought to be big enough. Yeah. So, that should be a big boy. 3.71 inch blade. Two more days till we get to work on the knife again. I put it out of sight so I wouldn't be thinking about it. I hadn't touched it. What in the... What in the world is going on in this society? There's dark water. Black Snow Customs. Hey, y'all help me out. Who's the guy that does... who's the guy that does on Instagram the bearing mods for a bunch of knives? Um, we ran across him one day, and he seems to do bearing mods for a lot of knives. If Pete was around, he would know. There was one of the modders on Instagram that did bearing mods. It might be Andrew. Do you know who that guy is? Seems like, yeah, he might have done a bunch of Strider bearing mods. Do you know who that guy is? I think he did some Chris Reeve knives too. Fred, you know who that happens to be? That's a nice looking knife too. I think TC's a big fan of orbital. I mean, not TC. Sever 7's a big fan of orbital knives, I believe. That Callistos. Large Callistos. That's a sharp looking knife. I like the milling. I like the jimping. I like the blade shape. 2 days ago, entered final production. Nick, morning, sir. Yeah, I really like that knife right there. It looks big enough too. Look at that lock bar access. Yeah, that's going to be a good one. I wonder if they talk about it on their website. The first. Blue micarta. Well, their website's weird. You can't hit ad. There's no ad button. Huh. Pete, do you know who the guy is on Instagram that does bearing mods on knives? Who did you say? SG Knives? That might be who it is. I don't know. Pete's pretty good with Instagram. Is it Smart Grade Knives? Yeah, this might be him. You might be right. But no, maybe not. I'm sure there's multiple ones that do it. Bearing mods. We are looking at titanium. What in the world? Wow. That's pretty wild. Yeah, I don't think this was the guy I was thinking of, but he definitely does. It could be, because here's some of those Chris Reeves knives I was talking about. I just don't understand those blade shapes. It's all good, Pete. Okay, Fred. Yeah, that makes sense. They're in Indonesia, huh? That's pretty wild. Available. Nuri Small. $1,000 USD. That's quite a bit of money for a little knife that size. Well, that's pretty cool. Seeing all their work. Look at all those bits. Look at all those end mills. Pretty wild. Oh, there's a full dress one. Yeah, I don't know what's up with those little lanyards. It must be an Indonesian thing. Oh, it was an integral? Huh. Yeah, they definitely look like they know how to do some CNC work. Look, he has a jig made to hold the blades. That's pretty awesome. There's that lanyard thing. Was it plug and play? Why does it have that little... I'm confused by lots of this. Yeah, it's got a hole where that thing plugs in. What is it? Charge up your knife? Like, what's going on here? Pretty cool, though. I mean, can't hate on it. Fred, it only makes sense that knives with good tolerances, you shouldn't need the knife to make the blade for it if they're all somewhat similar. So I don't know why more people can't do that. Just make the blades and send them to you. Seems like if you bought one, because I think that's the way Transparent Knives does. He has a 940 that he uses to make all his blades, and so you don't have to send him your knife. He uses his 940 that he said has perfect tolerances. But he's talked about it on a couple of his videos, how he uses the same 940 to make all the blades for. But they should all be, I mean, you know, I guess it just depends on how custom each knife is and how just alike they are. I'd say Chris Reeve probably does a good job at keeping his tolerances pretty tight. For his Zons and such. Yeah, that is some nice polishing, John, for sure. All right. Thank you once again, Nick. I knew one of y'all wouldn't let me down. Robin, that's a good question about the lanyard being a tool to take it down. Although that was an integral, so I don't know how much of taking it down there would actually be. You know, yeah, you do have to take the pivot out, so maybe it's a pivot tool. Not totally sure. Open books order just 20 spots in 2025. Well, there you go. Yeah, I like that. That's got to be titanium, right? I mean, it's got to be. It could be aluminum, I guess. But I don't think it's titanium. The clip is definitely looking titanium. Keep us updated, Orbital, because I want to check it out. It looks a lot like that Karis. In fact, let's bring up that Karis real quick. Yeah, so that looks a lot like that knife. Let's see what it was the other direction. All right, we got that image, and we got that image. They're upside down, but they do look quite a bit alike. Back of the handles even slant the same way. Same jimping, same ramp. Nearly the same blade hole. That's pretty wild. Yeah, Robin, you're probably right about the pivot tool. I don't know. But that's pretty crazy how close those two knives are. Am I just imagining things? I could, I like the lock bar access better on, they both have pretty good lock bar access. Yeah, those knives are very, very similar. No wonder I like them both. Yep, can't wait to get one, Fred. Well, all right, guys. Start winding this one down. I got to box up a bunch of knives and get them out. Hope y'all have a good Tuesday. If y'all need anything, just reach out. If y'all haven't hit that like button, please do so. Sever, I didn't ever respond to you. I haven't posted those anywhere, but yeah, I meant to respond to you. I got so busy yesterday. I'll message you on Discord, but yeah, that's probably fine. I don't have a problem with that. Mr. Fred, Mr. Robin, Mr. Mitchell, y'all have a good day. Andrew, Nick, Pete. Mr. DC, Ron Crow. Anybody else that was in here? Ed popped in earlier. Saw him. John, of course. Appreciate all you guys. Michael. Pete, it's no problem, man. Work comes first. Man, all these knife sales are going to drive me nuts. That sucks, Pete. Yeah. I'm afraid PayPal is going to catch on with all these transactions that happened yesterday. Friends and family. I don't know. I got to slow down. I get them to send money somewhere else. Venmo or Zelle or Cash App or something. I got friends in low places. I got friends all over the place, all over the world sending me money. I guess as long as I don't put anything in the notes, PayPal can't really say much. They can't prove nothing. They are all my friends. Everyone's my friend. Anyway, guys, appreciate y'all.